Hey guys, a lot of plays to go over today. A lot of stocks ripping face as usual, going vertical. Today that was the short squeeze sector, right? I talked about just yesterday. If you check the video, check my comments, talked about how short squeeze stocks are going to get a lot of momentum because during the time period when GameStop, AMC was prevalent, a lot of stocks in these type of similar names like GoPro. This was a big one yesterday. I mentioned it around 160, I believe 165, and then it just ended up gapping up all the way to 245. That's a monster move in just a day, right? And the thing with these meme type of short squeeze plays is that most of the time they end up dipping and then people buy the dip and then it just ends up trending higher. So another stock similar to that, PLRZ, this one I mentioned it as well. Around the beginning of the move, you could check the time. It was around 115, 120, and then it just ended up ripping all the way to 245. So these moves are really big in a short period of time, and this is not just one day, guys. So like I said, I mentioned every video, every day stock trade ideas that make really big moves. So if you appreciate it, guys, I appreciate a like and a comment. So cost, this was another one I mentioned just today in pre-market. This is the same meme type of stock. So when it comes to these type of stock, like meme type of stocks, there's a whole like basket where people tend to flock to. For example, BlackBerry is another one. BlackBerry, Beyond Meat, Kohl's yesterday, AMC, these type of companies people like to gravitate towards, even Krispy Kreme, the donut stock I mentioned. And when you see high volume and when you see confirmation, like it starts to hold, most of the time it just keeps trending higher because there's so much interest. Not just in terms of traders, but even people who are looking for more holding it for longer type of trades, right? And not just one day get in, get out. There's people who buy stocks and they hold them for several days or weeks. So cost ended up just ripping all the way to 859. I mentioned it around 650. That was a really good move. And there was a lot of other trades that went really nicely today. So PAPL, this one, I mentioned it right in the morning time. I said there was flow. That means like I like the level 2. I was seeing really nice action in terms of buying the buying side, right? The bid. And then the stock just ended up going vertical. I think I mentioned it around 850, around there, and then it just went all the way up to almost $11, which is a really big move, right? In a short period of time. So this one had really low float, 600K float, and it had really nice volume as well. So that was a nice win. Next trade, ZOOZ, ZooZ. This one I mentioned it yesterday, and this was a multi-day setup. So if you watch my videos, you know multi-day setup is one of the top strategies in terms of trading. And if you see ZooZ, this one ended up making that perfect breakout where it consolidate, and then previous day runner, it just ended up having big volume and then it just exploded. So that was a really nice trade. ZooZ, this one also low floater. PSTV, this one I mentioned many times. Many videos I mentioned PSTV. This one was like a favorite stock from you guys, right? I mentioned what stocks are bullish on PSTV. I got a lot of people who said they were bullish on it as well. So this stock just ended up making a multi-day move and then ended up pulling away all the way from 40 cents to 53 cents. It was a really nice move. This one is more thicker type of stock, so it may move more choppy, right? As I mentioned in my previous videos, PSTV, this is a cancer company, right? So there's a lot of trade ideas, guys. If you have any questions, so leave down in the comments. I read all the comments on every platform, stock, Twitter, YouTube. If I don't reply immediately, it's because I'm either doing something or I didn't see it. So just respond again. Message again. I'm going to get back to you. So AMOD, AMOD. This one I mentioned it right in the beginning. I said it was Perkin. I said it was around like 130. And then it just ended up going just completely crazy, all the way to 260. So that's a monster move. I saw people banked on the trade idea, and I'm happy if you guys bank on a trade idea, right? So AMOD, the thing is, when I say Perkin, usually that's like when a stock starts to move, right? And sometimes it doesn't go good, sometimes it goes good. So it's like pretty much you gotta always manage your risk. I said many times in the videos is that trading is not 100% guaranteed. There's no guarantee or 90% of the time it's gonna work. So if a strategy worked the previous trade, doesn't mean that's gonna happen again. So And again, everything in my video is not financial advice, but I just want people to understand that, because some people, they see, like, for example, like one day something goes crazy and then expect it again and they lose and they say they get confused or they get upset. But this is the thing about trading. It happens to me as well. You win one, you lose one, you win one. It's like, you know, it's like back and forth. It's not just winning 100%, 90% time, right? So that was, what was the previous one? That was a mod, right? And this was also low floater. So if you check the float, it's free to check on your stock. Any broker has it. It's really important when it comes to trading. Anything under 30 million is low float in my opinion. Some people say it has to be under 10 million, but I kind of disagree, right? 30 million under is good in my opinion. So that was a mod. Next one is HCTI. This one, a lot of people really like the stock. HCTI, I got a lot of people commenting. And this is one of those micro pennies, right? I said in my previous video, micro pennies is anything under 25 cents. And when they move up, they really move up. Like you could start to see 20%, 50%, 100% really quickly, which is really solid gains. Think about it. You have like $2,000 and 20% of $2,000, right? That's $400. That's really solid money. And these micro pennies often run 100%, 200%. Like what was it, LWLGS the other day? I mentioned it. It ended up ripping like 200%. So micro pennies move a lot. So the thing with the HCTI is that it finally tested towards that important 3 cent psychological level I mentioned many times in my videos. And the reason I'm bringing this up again is because I've been noticing the volume is starting to get abnormally high. So when it comes to volume, when a stock starts to have really high volume compared to what you normally expect from a stock, for example, this stock HCTI I'm looking at right now, it has almost 500 million volume. That's really, really high. And the price action pre-market was not normal for the stock. Usually when you see the stock, it doesn't really do anything, which is what I said in the previous 2 videos. It doesn't really do anything. And it's more of a barcode action. If you don't know what that means, that's when a stock just pretty much like a little barcode. You can literally see it on the candlesticks as well. And today it finally broke out that pivot. It's starting to break out. Looking at it right now, the daily chart. The daily chart has so much range, and it even has gaps. So this one, I honestly really want to see if it holds over 3 cents and test that make like a new high over 5 cents. That'd be really crazy. I know a lot of people have this stock or are bullish on it, because I got many messages on this, and I'm always happy if you guys bank, right? So I'm wishing the best for this. If you own this, I'm bullish on it. Next one, SHOT, shot. This one is a multi-day mover. I mentioned many times as well. This is finally starting to break out of that multi-top, and it's starting to go towards that $1 psychological level, right? So SHOT, this one is more lower volume compared to the other names I mentioned in the video. But this one you want to monitor as well, because if you pull up the daily chart, it's actually starting to go parabolic, right? And when you catch these moves early, these parabolic runners, they tend to go up a lot more. But I really want to see over 1 for this one. But this is an interesting name. And speaking about multi-day runner, you want to look at Wolf, because this one I mentioned it today. And today around right at the beginning, it was like 170 when I first started to see it was going crazy, like vertical. And then it just ended up just ripping to 205. That's a big move, 35% move in a short period of time. And right now, I'm looking at it right now, I hopefully holds over $2. If it holds over $2, then that'll be really nice. Continuation, right? Because this is a multi-day setup. And the thing with multi-day setup is that if you see a stock holding the previous levels, it's likely going to continue higher, which is what I said about the previous stocks, right? Remember that stock ZOOZ, ZUZ, as well as other stock. So Wolf, this one is a high watch for me this week, because I really like the volume as well. RNAS, this one, I said it was thin in the morning time. I think yesterday as well, I said it was thin. And when a stock is thin, you already know by now, but it means that even if it's a little volume, it just ends up ripping face if it's low float as well. So RNAS, this one ended up just ripping all the way up to 1518. That's a monster gain in a short period of time, right? So RNAS, I think this one had news, but like I said in the previous videos, that stock doesn't have to have news in order for it to go up a lot when it comes to small cap. But this one looked like it had a nice move. And ORIS, this one, a micro penny. This one I mentioned early, that the first morning hours, right after the open, and then just ended up just making a really big pop. And I want to see ideally over that psychological level, those 5 cent intervals for continuation, right? So yeah, today there was a lot of runners. Like there was a lot of runners, but there was also some kind of scattered volume. Scattered volume means, like, when the stock starts to break out, it doesn't really follow through, and it just ends up kind of dispersing. You know what I mean? Like it starts to there's no clean, like, huge moves. I mean, IMOD was a really good one. AMOD and ZUZ, that was a really nice one today as well. But other than that, I'm looking at it right now, the previous chart pattern action as well as today's runners and the stocks that I went over this video. It was mainly choppy. I'm just being honest, like transparent. And yeah, aside from AMOD and ZUZ, it was really choppy back and forth. And there was also some faders as well. Looking at right now, CLSD, it's just breaking out. You really want to see that flat top breakout for continuation. I mentioned this one, that 50-10 psychological level, if you watch my videos, and right now it's starting to try to break out that multi-top. And this one also you might run multi-day, actually, because looking at right now, the pre-market action, this looks like a multi-day candidate, especially with this absurd volume. It's really high volume as well. So that was CLSD. Another one probably you really want to keep an eye on is CTOR. This one made a really big move up. See if there's continuation. And Poly, this is a former runner as well. Poly could also run multi-day if it holds those levels. And yeah, that's pretty much the video today. Today's video is a lot shorter because yesterday I was just going over FinViz, because a lot of people ask me for resources for trading, right? Or what website do you recommend? What books you recommend? And I actually did read a lot of books, but honestly, in my opinion, books are really helpful, but nothing beats actual studying the price action, right? The price action is number one, especially live trading. Is if you don't have capital or a lot of money, right? I recommend paper trading. It's free, and you learn a lot from it. I know it's not like real stuff, but paper trading, and yeah, books are good too. Like books are good. So yeah, that was the video, guys. I hope you appreciate it, and I'm gonna see you guys in pre-market tomorrow morning as usual, and appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Seriously, have a great day.